Good morning everyone, Wang here. Welcome back to the channel. The product we are looking at today is the HNY Revoring. The Revoring was released about a year ago, so it's not exactly a new product. Reviewing it now seems a little bit too late, isn't it? Well, not exactly, because it is still a very unique product, and there are also some updates to the Revoring recently and some coming very soon as well. So it's a perfect time for me to do a review on this Revoring. If you have never heard of Revoring before, let me do a quick introduction about the Revoring and tell you what it is. Revoring is, well, it's not really a single product, but it's a product range from HNY. If you have been shooting photos or video for a while, chances are you have quite a few step-up rings in your camera bag. They are very useful and they allow you to share your filter between lenses with different filter thread. So they are great, except they are not. They are not because you quite often end up with a bunch of step-up rings. I have dozens of step-up rings. Some are for a particular lens to use a particular filter, and then I have a set of step-up rings that would gradually step up from a very small filter size to a very large filter size. But quite often I can't find the exact step-up ring that I need to use, and a lot of time I have to use multiple step-up rings to get to the size that I want to use. So it just really isn't that much fun, especially when one of the step-up ring is stuck and I can't take it apart, especially when I'm outside that I don't have any tools with me. So the basic Revoring is also a step-up ring, but it's a very cool, very fancy and very unique step-up ring. It is a variable size step-up ring. To mount the Revoring onto your lens, basically you would just need to twist the filter so that the inside here is smaller, and put the filter onto your lens, and then you just let go. Now the Revoring will automatically adjust its size and snap onto your lens, and it does lock onto your lens quite securely. I could even hold my camera like this, and even if I shake it a little bit, it still stays on very securely. But I definitely wouldn't recommend you to do that, and there's no reason for you to do that unless you are filming a YouTube review of the Revoring. And if you want to remove the Revoring, you just need to do pretty much the same thing. You hold the Revoring and twist the filter, and then it will loosen itself from the lens, so it is very easy. There are 5 different sizes of Revoring available. Each covers a range of filter size, and you can attach your own filter to the front of the Revoring. When I'm shooting with my full frame camera, most of my lenses have the filter thread that is between 67 to 77mm. So the 67-82mm version of the Revoring would work perfectly for me, and I just need to attach my own 82mm filter to the front of the Revoring. And if you shoot with micro four thirds camera, then the 46 to 62mm version of the Revoring would probably be the best choice for you. But of course, have a look at the lenses that you have to find the Revoring that is most suitable for you. HNY also makes Revoring that has a built-in filter like this one. This is a Revoring that has a variable ND filter that is also a CPL filter. The variable ND filter is rated ND3 to ND1000, which means it is 1.5 stop to 10 stop effective. There are 2 little pins on the side of the filter. One is for you to adjust the CPL, circular polarizer, and the other one is for you to adjust the string of the variable ND filter. There's also a hard stop for each end of the ND filter, so you won't go beyond the limit. The pins make the adjustment pretty easy. In terms of the quality of the filter, it is pretty decent, just like the HNY K series filter I tested not too long ago. For example, have a look at these two side-by-side comparison video that I shot directly into the sun. The left one was shot without any filter and the right one was shot with the Revoring with the ND filter set to 3 stops. With the Revoring attached, it only has a little bit more lens flare, even though it is shooting directly into the sun. I was expecting to see quite a bit more lens flare with the Revoring attached to it because it is a double layer filter, so yeah, it is pretty good. I do notice the filter does introduce a small amount of color shift. The photos or video shot with the Revoring are slightly warmer. Fortunately, it seems the color shift can be fixed quite easily by adjusting the white balance just a little bit. This is the result I got after I shift the white balance slightly, and now the color appears to be almost identical. And if you don't need a variable ND filter, HNY is also releasing a new Revoring that just has a built-in CPL filter. So yeah, you can choose that if you prefer not to use a variable ND filter, as variable ND filter does have some downside which I will talk about very soon as well. Now, the Revoring is just the starting point of this product lineup. HNY has also created a few different magnetic clip-on filter to use with Revoring that has a built-in filter. Unfortunately, you could not use this magnetic clip-on filter with the basic Revoring that doesn't have the built-in filter, because for those basic Revoring, you have to use your own filter at the front, so there's no metal ring for the magnetic clip-on filter to clip onto. This is the magnetic clip-on ND filter. There are 4 different strengths available: ND4, ND8, ND16 and ND400. To install it, you just place it in front of the Revoring and it will snap onto the Revoring very easily. The magnet seems to be quite strong as well, and I didn't notice any light leak at all. So if you bought the CPL only version of Revoring, you can add this to allow you to slow down your shutter speed. But these magnetic clip-on ND filters are great even if you already got the variable ND Revoring. It is because variable ND filter could introduce something called the X pattern, which is a dark X shape in the photo that is most noticeable when you're shooting with a ultra wide angle lens. This is kind of a physical limitation of variable ND filter, and the variable ND Revoring would also have this issue if you adjust it to the darkest setting, especially with a ultra wide angle lens. So while the variable ND Revoring is a 1.5 stop to 10 stop ND filter, but depends on the focal length of the lens that you are using, you may only want to go up to around say 4 or 5 stop to avoid having X pattern in your photo or video. And if you want to go darker, then you can attach the magnetic ND filter onto it. For example, if you set your variable ND Revoring to 4 stops and then you attach a ND 400 filter on top, then you can get almost 13 stop of light reduction effect without any X pattern visible. And there are also Brad Mist magnetic clip-on filter available. So there are 3 different strengths: half, quarter and 1/8. If you want to have a more cinematic look in your photo or video, that's what you want to add to your Revoring. You could also stack multiple of this magnetic filter on top of each other. But of course, don't go too crazy, otherwise you may risk introducing some vignetting, or there may be some drop in image quality if you are stacking too many of them on top of each other. Now with the Revoring itself and the magnetic clip-on filter, the Revoring is already a pretty nice setup, but there is more. HNY, they told me that they have a few new products that are coming out very soon, and that would make the Revoring a even more attractive and versatile ecosystem. I know what they are, and they would definitely help both photographer and videographer. Unfortunately, I can't tell you exactly what they are yet, so keep an eye on their website and their social media pages. I'll put a link in the video description below to their website and their social media pages, so you'll be the first to find out once they have announced it. You know, every now and then you see a new product and you thought, whoa, this is so cool. Why no one else has come up with something like this before? And the Revoring is exactly one of the products like this. The adjustable mounting thread is a great idea on paper, and it works very well in real life as well. The Revoring is definitely not the cheapest step-up ring or filter in the market, but I feel the quality of the product and not having to carry many step-up rings really make the price justifiable. And with the recent and some upcoming products to expand the Revoring product line, the Revoring has transformed from being just a very cool filter or stepper ring into a pretty complete filter ecosystem.